So we haven't really done anything with the Raven host, and I think that's might be what we do next. Deatherly. Or Death Cry. When a Raven host squad falls, remaining Raven host squads are filled with fury and gain plus 20 melee attack for 20 seconds. This is a permanent death game? Oh yeah, it's a roguelite. It's you lose, you die. Which is kind of nice. It means that a run only lasts about maybe an hour, hour and a half, depending on how well you do. But yep, there's no going back. But there's a bunch of factions in the game, different heroes, different characters. So, the Raven host. Elite Ravagers, sacking towns, presieges 2 random units. That's really good. When a Raven host squad falls, they get plus 20 melee attack for 20 seconds. That's also really good. So Bjorn Iron Skull here, he's our hero. His signature unit is Jom Vikings, which are really good. I feel like I'm saying that a lot. And his hero effects are melee units gain plus 4 melee defense and 10 armor, and he gets plus 2 gold from battle rewards. So he really wants us to focus on melee infantry, huh? I think we could probably pull that off. But yeah, there's 8 factions in the game. There's like your standard human faction here. There's of course the Gruntkin, the orcs that we just did. The Raven host seems like a Viking themed faction. We have Telendor Forest, which are your elves. You have the Sanguine Court, which is your undead hordes. You have your Sakura Dynasty. They are your... I want to say Chinese, but it could be Japanese or just generically Asian-themed, maybe. And then you got your Deepstone Hold Dwarves and your Dracosar Lizardmen, which we took these guys out for a run, too, at one point, and, yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting. Every faction has its own abilities, and every hero also has its own abilities. So, for example, the Iron Legion, the standard humans, campaign bonuses don't change between the 2 heroes that are available, but you can see their hero effects are different. So, we have Edric Veilward here, who seems to also focus a lot on melee attack and leadership, and just being like an aggressive melee character. And then you have Raiden Greythorn here, who seems to focus on ranged units. Specifically these Deepwood Rangers, which are their legendary unit. Their signature unit, so to speak. But yeah, I think we're going to try the Raven host because I haven't tried them out yet. They seem pretty cool. Historically speaking, I'm not really a Viking preferred player, but there's nothing wrong with them. Let's see, is there any anti-large units gain plus 10 weapon strength? We will have some anti-large units. I'm thinking, let's see. You know, I'm thinking first consumable in the shop is free. That's really powerful. I don't know why it's common. Although an arming sword, melee units get plus 6 melee attack would also be very good. But yeah, there's also more factions to come. We have the Olympian Phalanx, which I presume are going to be Greek-themed. And then, of course, we have another faction being teased here as well. The game's still under development. They've released a lot of updates just over the past couple of weeks since the game was released. I'm curious about where the game goes from here. I don't know if my opinion on it will change dramatically, but I'm still kind of curious about it. Ooh. Also, every faction has its own thematic music, which gets copyright claimed on YouTube immediately. which is fine. I don't do this to make money, so I don't mind. So this is going to be really good. We have our Raider faction who gets bonuses for sacking towns. Sacking towns prestigious 2 random units. I think towns having smaller garrisons would be a very good idea, because we're going to be sacking a lot of towns, presumably. All right, let's see. Gruntkin. I think we go this way. Yeah, we got this. Yeah, so the different racial bonuses affect individual units. So if we, there's probably some crazy combinations you could do where, like, you could get a bunch of Gruntkin in your army and then 1 really good melee infantry and use Deathcry. Well, I can't hover my mouse over Deathcry right now. I should be able to once I roll for initiative. Yeah, and just, like, constantly have Deathcry with your Gruntkin who are just routing constantly. I haven't really tried to do anything like that. I just want to kind of experience all the different factions first. Is it a good idea to fight in the forest? Since we're in the forest firing out, I think this is fine. I don't think archers are impeded in the forest at all. They're just impeded if you fire into the forest. So I think that'll be fine. So Huskarls are actually armor-piercing, which doesn't really have much use in this battle, but I could see it being useful later on. These wolves coming out from the side are actually kind of problematic. There we go. I think that'll work okay. I want you guys to focus on the units that are not in the forest. Yeah, these guys are in the forest, but these guys are not in the forest. And you can see just how quickly these anti-large spearmen just absolutely slaughtered the large dire wolves. All right. And there we have it. Pretty straightforward victory. I say as these scrap shooters actually take several minutes to die. There we go. All right. Crisis averted. Thrall levies. So that's kind of interesting. This is the first army that I think I've had that has started with uncommon units. I was confused for a second because these guys just seem like worse Huskarls, and they are. But that's because these guys are common and these guys are uncommon. I think we take the skirmishers. I don't know. I guess we could take the Thrall levies. I feel like the skirmishers may have been better there, but... You head out, though. You gotta get some sleep. Hey, sleep is very important, so I understand. I hope you have a good sleep. And enjoy your night. Alright, let's scavenge some gear. Cavalry units get +8 weapon strength. That's really good. Range units gain anti-large is also extremely good. Conscripted survivors post-battles are granted full health. Interesting. When the time comes, same to you. I'm going to be sleeping very late today, unfortunately. I have to do a meeting at 3 o'clock, which is right at the time I usually go to bed. And then I have to come home and sleep after I eat, so it's going to be a pain. But it'll be alright. We'll survive. Have a good night, Pretty Panic. I think both of these are really good. We'll take the river trout. I don't really know how much we're going to use it, but we'll make it work. Nah, we'll be fine. I've gone to work on less sleep before, so it'll be okay. I am liking the music for this faction, though. It's pretty nice. It's very Viking-inspired, obviously, but that's okay. Alright, we're going to head for these guys.
Never surrender.
We're going to head in.
Ready for service.
Alright, have a good night, Pretty Panic. Alright. This should be straightforward. I'm hoping when we get some raids in on cities that we'll be able to sort of spin this into something really good. I just wish we had some artillery so we could destroy the gate faster. There we go. All right. Let it rain. Let it rain. Excellent. Need you boys to come in here first. Before you start attacking somebody. Get in here. There we go. They just barely got into melee. The archers almost did all the work. Nice. Flanking a unit reduces melee defense by 50% and applies a morale penalty. I wonder if that counts for anybody fighting the unit that's flanked or just the unit that's flanking. I don't know. Sells for the combined value of other gear. Okay. Not really interested in these goblins, but technically the dire wolves do fill a niche that I don't have. So we'll go ahead and take them. Alright. Let's see, do we want to do some gambling? Sure, let's do some gambling. The dice gods are unmoved. 2 versus 2. Nice. Well, we didn't lose that. That's important.
Let's talk about gold.
Let us talk about gold. Instantly gain 5 gold alchemist potion? Or adds a random unit to my army. Let's roll the dice, shall we? I like... For some reason, I actually kind of like that you can't buy the alchemist potion to gain money. Chug-a-lug-dug. Throw a levy. Okay. Interesting. So we could buy a gear item and then sell the cauldron. And then... I mean, we're probably not going to have enough money for anything else. Yeah, let's just continue for now.
Travels, my friend.
Let's see, Sanguine Castle. I mean, we're kind of committed to this side, yeah? More gambling? Sure. Why not? Yeah! Make a little bit of gold on the side, and then continue. I think we win this. The Bone Shard archers could be kind of problematic. They are pretty decent archers with a significant range damage over mine. But we got a lot of sword and board. A lot of shielded units. So we should be able to handle this. Oh, plus it's raining, which rain actually does absolutely nothing here. I don't know why I got so excited. Whatever, it's fine. Ugh. I think the dire wolves are going to be useless in this battle. But I think we want to head for this gate.
They will pay in blood.
I mean, we might be able to get the dire wolves in eventually, but we're not going to be able to really utilize them other than as bodies to fight, which kind of defeats their purpose. Okay, a slight revisal of my opinion. I think volley fire is good against gates. I can see an argument for using volley fire against gates.
We will crush them.
But when you're actually fighting, like, real enemies, I think that the fire at will mode is just better for the most part. Let's get these guys in. I think the archers are going to take out the bone shards. Oh, maybe not. Well, maybe. It's gonna be close. I need these other skirmishers. Yeah, I think we got them. Nice. Target the spears. They don't have shields.
Ready for service.
I don't know if I like that the archers just immediately run into melee. When they're done fighting. I mean, I could turn on guard mode. That would stop them from running in. But then I have to focus on putting on guard mode every single time. And that can be a pain.
You want something?
I don't have the patience for that. Here, maybe I can get a flank on them. Or we'll just win. I'll accept that, too. Control A to select all of your units at once. You're saying that your micro is terrible? So, I used to be really good at Total War style micro. And then I started playing Warhammer 3 multiplayer. And in Warhammer 3 multiplayer, you can give units in your army to other people so that they can micro them for you. So I really got to the point where, like, I didn't have to do the micro, so I lost the skill to do so. Range units gain anti-large. That's actually really good. And then we can sell this pot for 18 gold. Nice. Do we want the bone shard archers? Archers are now anti-large. I think so. We'll probably get rid of the dire wolves eventually. It is a tricky situation because I do want melee infantry, but for the moment this is working, so why mess with a good thing, yeah? This should be an easy battle. I'm probably going to do another playthrough of Warhammer 3 at some point. Hopefully it'll go a little bit better than my Skaven playthrough. I'm probably going to wait for the next DLC to come out, which is supposed to come out sometime this year, or this summer. But as you may have guessed from my Freudian slip there, I'm not expecting it to come out until closer to the end of the year. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of faith in Creative Assembly. They're too busy working on their new game, Warhammer 40k Total War. And the cool one. Turn on fire at will. I moved my troops over here specifically so that they don't get the bonus from this goblin camp. I'm gonna move the spears over here so that they can intercept the wolves. Unless the wolves are just going to charge into my wolves. That does seem like their game plan, yes. Here, let's try to lure their wolves into my spearmen. Yeah, there we go. Nice. That's a complete disaster for their wolves. And now we can finish them off piecemeal. And you can see just how important that modifier is. That 2x anti-large bonus. It's really good. It's really good. Health potion? I think I do want the health potion. But I also think I want another Thrall Levy. Alright, I could get another gear item, or I could rest my boys. So I have one more town coming up. We'll just prestige them. But this is like a high-tier city. I don't think I can win this. If I actually fought it. Let's go ahead and put... Well... I guess I could use the minor health potion. Get that guy back up to full health. I don't know if that was worth it. Let's go do this battle. I mean, this should be an easy win. But I don't know if I want to auto-resolve it. I don't trust auto-resolve. Let's see what happens. I guess that's acceptable. Oh, there's fog in our final battle here. That's not great. What are these battles? Backstabber, Outrider, deal double damage when flanking an enemy. Gobblepult. They have a lot of Outriders. We have to be aware of that. Because the Outriders are probably going to spawn behind us. Okay. There is no war in Ba Sing Se. Wise words. Roll those dice. 3. Alright, so we learned this last time the hard way.
At your service. At your service.
Their Outriders are going to appear behind us. Probably on the flanks, probably over here. And they're going to make me sad.
Ready, Commander. At the ready.
But we're going to do what we can to sort of protect our flank.
Let the pain and suffering rain down. You want something?
Yeah.
None shall survive.
Yeah, so we're going to send our spears into
Ready for war. Certainly.
their cav. And we're just going to try to face check their meat grinders so that they can't really use them very well. These guys we have to be kind of afraid of because their blood frenzy is really good.
Ready for war.
In fact, that's going to be my next target once these guys are dealt with. Actually, I think they need to be our target now. Look at them rip through those guys!
Never surrender.
Yeah, we need to get those guys down to half health. We're just ignoring the Gobblepult, apparently. Alright, Blood Frenzy is over. Let's hit their Gobblepult. These guys are almost done. These guys are cooked.
Never surrender.
Pull these archers back so that they don't rout.
We will crush them.
These direwolves have been immensely useful, even though they're kind of mediocre. It's part of the reason why I wanted to grab them.
We require
But I think we got this now. Yeah, the meat grinders are almost done.
never surrender. Never surrender.
That could have been a lot worse than it was. I think the fact that we properly prioritized their threats really made that not as bad as it could have been. Even though we did take a lot of damage. Look how much damage this guys did. Maybe I didn't properly prioritize my units. I was expecting these meat grinders to be the dangerous ones. But these Flesh Shredders fanatics absolutely ripped my army apart. Alright. Give me something good. Draugr bolt thrower. Having an artillery useful words. Let's get them in the right order. Having an artillery piece is very useful for sieges, which we've been trying to accomplish. Although having good archers is also very good. And a second unit of sea wind spears would also be decent, but I think we're going to go with the bolt thrower. Act 2, the Forge Lands. How dwarfy. Alright, we want to go for this village. But we're also going to want to rest up at this campfire. Because we took a lot of damage there. In fact, we're going to put a couple of these units in reserve. So, units in reserve do not take part in the battle, but they do heal themselves while they're off screen. This is going to be a little bit of a tricky fight, but I think we'll be okay. Alright, so these bolt throwers are armor piercing. Which, I mean, they don't really have anything that's super heavily armored. I guess the knights would be the best target for them. Did I lose a unit of archers? I must have. Like, I know they routed off screen, but I didn't know they got completely destroyed. Huh.
Let's give 'em hell.
I love having artillery. Yeah, target the knights.
Ready for service. Never surrender. None shall survive. Ready, Captain. They will pay blood.
Now, unlike archers, artillery absolutely does do friendly fire, so you want to be careful of that. Ooh, those guys are taking a lot of damage. I don't know what happened to my spearmen, but they took a lot of damage. I think they just kind of ran through the Levy swordsman. Well, being attacked in the flank. So I wonder if... I don't know. I don't know if being attacked in the flank is a debuff to them against everyone or just the ones that are flanking them. Alright, well, we got this. That's the important part. Finish them off. Nice. Alright. I can adjust audio levels in the settings. That's a tip. Is that a tip? I think that's just kind of obvious. But alright, fair enough. Ooh, another bolt thrower? Or a Huskarl. Which, we have a unit of Huskarls already. Or we could grab the archers. The archers do have anti-large. And we are missing a unit of archers. Here we go, the unit of archers. Yeah. Do we want to try to get a knight unit? Something better than the wolves? I think I do. Yeah, I think I want to use the Heartbound Knights instead of the wolves. I think I'll keep the wolves because I don't have a reason not to, but... Note to self, tip means common sense. Yeah, something like that. The Witch's Bargain. A witch offers you a powerful item, but only if you perform a dark deed for her. Her eyes, dark and unyielding, watch for your reaction, as the weight of your choice hangs heavy in the air of her shadowy, herb-scented lair. So you could sacrifice a young maiden, get some gear. We could turn her away. We could get, you know, some healing and a free prestige. Or we could request our loyal squire perform the deed instead. And apparently get everything from the sacrifice option, but also prestige unit. What? I guess the reason this one is better is because I have a larger army. If I didn't have a large army, you can see army size requirement 8 there. If I didn't have that large army size, I probably wouldn't be able to do that option. So yeah, we'll take that. All we have to do is get a 5. That's okay, we can bribe God to make it a 5. This is such a weird mechanic. The ability to modify with gold, it's odd. To say the least. Cauldron. Oh, it's another cauldron. So we bribed the gods with 3 gold, and then we got a cauldron out of it that we're going to sell for 18 gold. Nice. Alright, let's take out this village. Should be pretty easy. So now that we have an artillery piece, this is really just going to be straightforward. We just gotta take out the gate with the artillery piece. We can even speed things up here. It's a shame that the different tiers of settlement don't have better defenses. Like, it makes sense for the village to just have a wall, but it would be nice if, like, the town had, like, defensive towers and a city had, like, I don't know, a stone wall instead of a brick wall. Or a wooden palisade.
You want something?
Alright. Bring the boys up.
Where to?
Put them on fire at will.
At the ready.
And set those guys like that. I'm going to be a little bit careful here because this gate will fire at me. But I do want to get my flankers in line to flank.
Destroy.
Don't attack the gate. You're done. I actually don't know if we're going to be able to flank here. I don't know if it actually matters. We're going to shred these guys. They might not even get out of the gate.
They will pay. Let's do this. None shall survive.
Oh no, they definitely got out of the gate. But they're not getting any farther. I don't really want you guys to be running forward. But I also don't think it really matters. What the? How did you guys get out? Oh, they probably got launched over the wall. Of course. That makes sense. Either way, we got it. It's really neat that they could get launched over the wall like that, though. I don't really know what benefit it has for me to know that, but I know it now. So that's good. Uncommon and rare ranged units gain plus 20 accuracy. So we only have 1 unit of uncommon archers right now, but that is a really good item. I don't like any of those. Let's deposit, like, 100 gold. That way we have some progress to make towards the roguelike elements. I'll go to this event. Alright, the Rogue Company. While ambushing, or while camping, your scouts report troops stalking your position. They carry no banners and their intentions are unclear. We could parlay for a new unit. We could ambush them for gold. Sound the alarm or flee. I like the idea of more gold, but I think we're going to parlay. Oh. That's fine. We're just gonna bribe the gods again. Shield Maidens. Uncommon. Shielded and terrifying. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Then let's hit the shop.
Let's talk about gold.
Creates a copy at prestige 1 of a unit. Increases prestige of a unit by 1. So, I have some opinions here about unit rarity. I feel like... So every hero has, like, a legendary unit that is their signature unit. But especially when you're, like, grinding gold for the roguelike mechanics, you're not going to have enough money to buy a signature unit pack until, like, near the end of the game. And you're not likely to roll into one, although I have occasionally. And there is a potion that will give you one, which is part of the reason why I think that this Cookie and Fowl card is so valuable. But I just feel like you almost always just get common and uncommon units, and only occasionally do you get rare ones. We're going to buy the prestige potion. We're going to prestige... I mean, I'm seriously tempted to prestige, like, the Bone Shard Archers. I don't feel good about that. I think the right choice is maybe the Bolt Thrower. Yeah, let's do the Bolt Thrower. It still feels kind of weird, I'm not going to lie. These wolves
Goodbye.
are not going to stay in my army for very long. You know what? Let's do a big gamble. Nice. You know, I was just talking about how I wasn't going to be able to afford a signature unit, and now have enough money to afford a signature unit. Whatever, it's fine. So you could enter this town and heal or we could kill everyone in the town and get free stuff. Of course we're going to fight everyone in the town. Why wouldn't we? So, by doing it this way, I'm functionally denying myself extra healing. But I haven't really needed the extra healing. And, on top of that, I get prestige units anytime I raid a settlement. Which, when you prestige a unit, full heals them. And it makes their stats better. So, yeah, this is unequivocally the correct choice. Why is this being so weird? Oh, because I'm pressing control instead of shift. That makes sense. There we go. I feel like these sieges are just super simple. You break the gate, they run out at you, and then they die. I feel like if I actually had to, like, go in... It's Total War City battles all over again. The city itself just doesn't really provide that much defense, and in a lot of ways it actually impedes the AI army. Because, like, it spreads them out. There's now 3 clusters of units, and they all come at me one at a time. It's a bit silly. Actually, come over here. And these archers are just going to shred them. Okay, not quite. The archers are not quite going to shred them. There'll still be a little bit of fighting.
None shall survive. You never surrender.
Let the pain and suffering waiting for you.
Taste my
Never
steel.
surrender. Let's do this.
Yeah, these guys are just getting torn up. Go ahead and stop firing now.
As you wish.
I don't want to do a lot of friendly fire to my infantry.
Never surrender. Let's do this.
As you wish.
I'm curious to know if my like non-Norse troops can get prestiged from these raids, because at least at the moment they have not. My Heartbound Knights, my Bone Shard Archers, none of them have been able to get a benefit from capturing these towns. Or I call them Norse. I just keep forgetting what the actual name of the faction is, or the name of the race. Whatever you want to call them. The Raven Host. That's who they are. Okay, well that answers my question. The Bone Shard Archers got the Prestige pip. Okay. Alright, show me the money. Reduce cost of rare unit packs by 30. You know, I'm not really using conscripted survivors, so I guess we'll take that. I don't think that's great, but it's alright. Of course, I say that, we're probably going to conscript these shield maidens. Alright, get the dogs out of there. We're taking the shield maidens. Oh, we still got them at full health. Interesting. I wonder if, I still got the effect of that trinket. Even though I just ended it. I don't know. What is this? I mean, I'm going to fight it because I don't trust the auto-resolve anymore. But this seems like it's going to be a wash, right? Like, they have an artillery piece and an epic unit, but I'm just going to shoot it down. And my knights are just going to take out their artillery.
Yes. Yes. It will be done.
Yeah. I just have to make sure that my knights don't get into their halberd units, which I have zero intention of letting happen.
Let's give him hell.
Oof. That artillery did do a lot of damage, though, but it's fine. Landsknecht Great Swords. That's a cool name for a unit, though. We saw those when we played as this faction. They're pretty good. They're pretty good.
None shall
I should be
survive.
focusing those guys down.
Where to?
We will crush them.
Alright, go ahead and stop firing the artillery. Hit the great swords.
They will pay.
Yeah.
We will crush them. Let's do
Yeah, that was very straightforward.
We require assistance.
destroy.
Okay, so the next battle might be a little bit tricky, because it is going to be a castle that we attack. But I think we're just going to treat it the same way as we have the other sieges so far. We're going to crack open one of the side gates, and we're just going to let them come at us a few at a time.